Maybe. Hey, thank you, and fuck you. Welcome to episode number 27 of Hangar 18. Who'd have fucking known we lasted this long? But I'm proud and happy to say that this week I have the Southern Baritone Panty Dropper, the Spock to my Kirk. Dreadwind's back.
Hello, children.
And hey, I like that. And as always, I am your fucking giant blue, stabby-faced, heavy metal alien from another planet host, Thundercracker. Although I changed my my little picture there and forgot to change it back.
Cobra Trooper today, huh?
Right, Cobra Trooper today. Fuck it, right? Representing the finest. And I'd probably get in trouble with my group if any of them ever bothered to listen to this, because I don't think you're allowed to like any public cursing or whatnot. So, but I know none of them are going to listen to it. But so far, all right, all right. So, well, it's all right. So there's a bunch of rules that are like, hey, don't break this rule, and then everybody breaks it. Like you're not supposed to pose with real weapons either. Although I see all the time people with real weapons posing. Naughty. All right, shame on you. All right, so. As always, we are going to do heavy metal news first. That's our little first segment. And I know that every time we talk about heavy metal news, I can feel it like all the way down there from the south. I can feel Dreadwind. His nipples are just poking through his shirt at the thought of doing some heavy metal news. He loves it. Enamored for it.
You got a camera in here I don't know about?
I'm just saying. I can already like the air pressure that they pushed off. It kind of like came in down, like the butterfly effect?
Butterfly effect, yeah.
Yeah, it caused a tornado in Ohio,
As long as it doesn't do the what was that movie with the where all the shit happens and then like it's like Mousetrap and then they get killed at the end of it.
I don't know. You sure you didn't just make that up?
No, like where like a squirrel crosses the road and then that causes a car to run off the side of the road and hits a tree.
Final Destination?
Yes, that one.
Ah, see that? Symbiotic. Bam.
There we go.
All right, so that was like a weird tangent there. All right, so now we're talking. Hey, and apparently Mr. Blake Russell is taking a gander at this week's Hangar 18. So welcome, Blake. You're one of our 2 viewers.
Thanks for listening.
Buddy. All right. Back to news. I don't know what the fuck kind of weird tangent we were on today. We went from nipples to Final Destination. All right. My heavy metal news, and you can probably appreciate this there, Dreadwind. You probably have this as your heavy metal news. There's going to be a new Iced Earth album drop, and they already got the cover art for it.
Sweet.
And it looks like a demon in armor, and he's attached to this it looks like almost like a Stargate gate pentagram, and it's called Incorruptible. And this might take you by surprise, but they got a new guitarist for Iced Earth.
No, really?
No, seriously, they do some lineup changes on Iced Earth. That never happens, but it's Jake Dreyer from Winterfall, and he joined Iced Earth September of last year. And their new album is called Incorruptible, and it's got 10 tracks, including The Great Heathen Army, which you can check out the Great Heathen Army Burning Times on their YouTube page if you want. And yeah, it's from Century Media. I don't know when it's going to drop. Let's see. It says it's got a release date. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck, I don't know. It's gonna sometime in the future, sometime between now and the end of time, it will release.
Right. Yeah. Well, I saw they were recording like just a couple of weeks ago. They wrapped up recording.
And just the number 10 track on there is called Clear the Way, and then parenthetically it says December 13th, 1862. So I'm guessing that's a Civil War type song. And Iced Earth is pretty known for doing that type of jazz.
Yeah, they had a whole album called The Glorious Burden that was all about historical events.
Wait, here I'm looking at it now. It's about the Irish Brigade at the Battle of Fredericksburg.
There you go.
Oh, and it's 10 minutes long.
Yeah,
but then they balance it out because they have a song on there called Black Flag, which is a pirate song.
Nice.
There you go. Pirates and Civil War. That's a pretty good combination.
Yeah.
Yar, you rebels.
I haven't really listened to much of them since they got their new singer. Because I'm a Matt Barlow fan, and when he left the second time, I just kind of stopped following them. So I'll have to check them out and see how they sound with the new guy.
Probably different singery.
Different singering.
Different singery. Right. So all right. So that's my heavy. That's my heavy metal news. What have you got for us, Dreadwind?
Well, as usual, I'm gonna have to bring us down today.
God damn you, motherfucking sad.
No. But recently, just yesterday, actually, Paul O'Neill passed away. And if you're not familiar with the name, if it doesn't ring a bell yet, you'll probably recognize this in just a minute. He's mostly a producer, composer, songwriter. Worked with several bands, including Aerosmith, Badlands, Metal Church. Most notably, his work with Savatage, and also the mastermind behind the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know what his name was, but I heard about some guy from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Yeah. Fuck.
He's basically the like I said, like basically the mastermind behind all that, with the writing and everything. So unfortunately, he is no longer with it. It just states chronic illness. I don't know what the details of his death were, but
yeah. Speaking of sad shit, like Don Rickles just died. That sucks too.
Yeah, I think same day. I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And what always gets me, every fucking year, people are like, "This year, stop taking all of the good people." I'm like, every fucking year this happens. It's not like there's one year that a whole bunch of celebrities. It's every year celebrities are going to die. So just
it's not like you're gonna go through an entire year and nobody dies.
Right. I mean, and it's not like there's gonna be one year where 50,000 celebrities die, and the rest of the year it's 20. It's just stop with the hey this year. Stop taking our good celebrities. Which I get the sentiment behind that, but I'm just saying, don't be that guy.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Right.
It sucks when it happens, but I mean, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. I'm not looking.
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Don Rickles. One of my favorite things when he was in Dirty Work and he was talking to Artie Lang's belly. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm not particularly looking forward to the day that Ozzy gets announced, but it's gonna come eventually.
Right. I mean, Ozzy's what, probably 67, 68 years old. I mean, he's getting up there.
Yeah, I'd probably older. I'd say maybe in his 70s by now.
Hey, let's find out how old Ozzy Osbourne is. Ozzy.
Go look it up.
That's why we have these fucking.
No, Geezer. Here's another bit of news. Geezer Butler also recently said that Black Sabbath were originally planning on doing another album. He said a blues album. Before they went on their last tour, but their tour scheduling commitments got in the way, so they were unable to do that. So
that sucks. That'd have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 69 years old, by the way.
Okay, I figured he was close to 70. Yeah.
Well, I guess 68 now, but it'll be 69. Summer of Love. What that came from? All right. So. That was our heavy metal news. Now you're informed. Now maybe you know too much. When you're 18, I know too much. And by the way, fucking Rust in Peace, obviously the best Megadeth album of all time. Come on.
Yes.
I mean, there's no other. Come on. Countdown? Really? No.
Countdown's good.
Countdown is good. I mean, it's got Architecture of Aggression on it. It's got the title track on it. Symphony of Destruction. You're right. It's a great album. But it's not Rust in Peace. Come on.
Right.
All right. Moving on to our song reviews. See that I did that little high pitched thing just for you.
That just reminded me of Coming to America.
What? Talking about the movie with Eddie Murphy in it?
Yeah, we're talking about the Megadeth albums. It's here we go. Every time we start talking about boxing, somebody pulls out Rocky Marciano.
Oh yeah, the barbershop scene.
But compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
No, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he just cuts his ponytail off and charges him $15. Yeah. It's a great movie, by the way. All right, on to our review of songs, and our very first song is by a band called Mastodon. And I got to thank Heavy Metal Rob for introducing me to Mastodon. I would have never known about them other than Heavy Metal Rob is a big fan. But they were formed in Atlanta, Georgia, in 2000. This particular song is called Sultan's Curse from the album Emperor of the Sand. And according to Bran, the main protagonist is dealt a death sentence from a desert ruler. He then wanders around the arid wasteland before he succumbs to death, but is somehow saved in death. The main themes will be time, how much time do we really have left, how do we know, and cancer. And apparently this song is all about cancer, because Troy's wife was unfortunately diagnosed, and someone close to Bran as well, it might have been his grandmother. So basically the song is about, when you're fighting cancer, you're basically going through a desert, and you could be saved at the end if you go into remission, or you could die, which is kind of really sad when you think about it. And it's really a good metaphor, really. I thought pretty. That's why I like leave artists to art to artists, because I could never fucking come up with a metaphor like that. It's like when people talk about poems, they're like, by saying this, he meant this. I'm like, wow, I would have never fucking thought of that. So I'm kind of like a cut and dry type of guy, right? So anyway, my notes on the music itself. No surprise for Mastodon. It's got incredible drumming throughout the entire song. I mean, I forget what his name is, but the drummer for Mastodon is pretty amazing. And also, like, pretty common to Mastodon, there's 3 different singers on the track, which they do that a lot. It's just, in fact, sometimes live they'll have 4 singers singing, and not just like on choruses. I'm talking about like whole verses are sung by various people, which is pretty unique. And even the drummer sings, which is like, who is the dude that, like, Genesis guy who could really sing?
Oh yeah, Phil Collins.
Yeah, Phil Collins. I mean, he was pretty amazing guy, right? But very thick and layered song, and I thought the solo fit very well into the song. And that's really the only. Sometimes solos get out of hand. Not this one, though. It was kind of subdued a little bit and it fit right in the song. Anyway, I give it a 7.5. Sultan's Curse by Mastodon. What did you think about it, Driven?
Yeah, it definitely. Mastodon likes to do those. The word just went right out of my head, but concept albums. With that big story.
I thought you were going to say room temperature hog semen.
No, we're not on the same page with that one.
Symbiotic just left the building.
Went right out the door. But yeah, this one, it starts out with like some little symbols. Let me try that again. Symbol intro. And then it kicks into a really heavy riff, which I thought was really cool. A lot of tempo changes, which is pretty common for Mastodon. And like you said, very thick, layered guitars that really create atmosphere. There we go. In certain parts of it, that's really cool. I'm not sure which vocalist it was, but one of them definitely had a bit of a southern twang going on when he was singing his part. My only real complaint with the song is that all of the vocals were kind of a little low in the mix.
I agree.
Music was so big, it kind of overpowered the vocals, and
yeah, it was almost soupy, almost.
Yeah, very much so. The solo was cool. It's kind of a solo outro, like you said. It fit very well. I liked it. It was a pretty good song. I gave it a 7.5 also.
Damn, look at that. Fucking Symbiotic Part 2.
Yeah.
The Reckoning. All right. All right, moving on to this might be like
that's also a Megadeth song.
Yeah, right on. The Reckoning. Here comes the Reckoning Day. All right, enough of that. All right, moving on. This might be like our. I don't know if we've ever done a band from France before, but we definitely haven't done that many. But Gojira.
We've done Gojira before.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we have. You're right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But anyway, Gojira from Bayonne, France. And this song is called Stranded. It's from their Magma album, 2016.
They should have called it The Creatures Attacking the City.
What do we do? Yeah. All right. It has a very nice staccato drum and guitar opening that I thought was really good. And then there's like this riff that they do. And the riff reminds me of a cat stepping on a Lego. Because like,
yeah.
And yeah, I stole that line from somebody on YouTube. Fuck it. I'm not gonna make any apologies for that. The main low riff that they have is badass. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like flourishy. This little riff, it's like it doesn't like just like dun dun dun, or like dun 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 dun. I don't know that. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's like I don't know. It's more I don't know, complex than a lot of your main riffs. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Great video, kind of reminding me of like 1990s and late 80s Metallica videos where you had like this somber black and white, and it would cut from like a little cut scene of somebody doing something weird, like this chick was like smashing Easter eggs on a table for some reason.
Yeah, what was up with that video?
No fucking clue. And then they like poured like some kind of incendiary liquid on her at the end. And they would cut from that to the band, and then from the band to that and back and forth. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I said, it reminded me of the late 80s, early 90s Metallica videos back before, you know, they like fucking lost their mind. But I really liked it. I like Gojira in general. Gojira! I give them an 8.0 for Stranded. Dreadmon, go ahead.
Cool. It's got the guitar intro is very percussive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, we're on the same page. It gets really heavy, and I wrote like a sledgehammer. I mean, it just slams you. It's got a really good rhythm. I don't have very many notes on the music because I was like enthralled with the video there. Like, what the fuck are they? I thought it was like maybe some sort of like really twisted version of Goldilocks, because you had like the three. They kind of looked like they were wearing bear masks, and like they walked up to her and she's laying on the bed and they put something on her and then she gets up and like does this, I don't know, is it supposed to be like a satanic ritual or something? And
might have been.
Looks like she's possessed at some point, and then the band shows up out of nowhere and they set her on fire.
Yeah, that's what happens with furries.
Fucking weird.
Right on.
I gave it an 8.0.
Damn, we're fucking matching up all over there.
Right.
Fuck. I'm gonna guess that's gonna end right here. All right, our next band, Josta, which is the solo project for Jamie Josta of Hatebreed fame, and the album or the song title is "The Fearless Must Endure." And like, I don't know what it is, but like I can just read a song title and tell it came from Jamie Josta's pen, because like they have like "Honor Never Dies," "The Fearless Must Endure," you know, just like they have like, I don't know, a common feel to them, I guess. I don't know when Josta was formed, the band, but Jamie Josta was born in 1977. This is from his self-titled album, 2011 released. The clean vocals in this, which Jamie Josta doesn't do clean vocals very often. The clean vocals remind me of Five Finger Death Punch, right?
Okay.
And Zach Wilde is on this, which I'm not really a huge fan of Five Finger Death Punch, but Zach Wilde's on this, and for a while I was like, where the fuck is Zach Wilde on this at all? Because it's just like generic riffage. And then, oh, there he is when he comes in with the fucking ripping ass solo. Like, oh, there's Zach Wilde. But still, he's even toned down for Zach Wilde on the solo. I mean, he didn't go to like fucking stratospheric levels like he goes to on like a Black Label Society album. Simple.
Do you know if he's on the whole album, or is it just this one song?
I think it's just this one song.
Okay.
I think that's why, you know, the featuring Zach Wilde. But anyway, simple, meaningful lyrics, which that's pretty common also for Jamie Josta. His lyrics usually like hover around the theme of, hey, don't fuck me over, and if you do, then I'm never going to forgive you, or I'll fuck you up. That's pretty much what all of his lyrics are always about. Anyway, I gave Jamie Josta, just the Josta band, The Fearless Must Endure, an 8.0.
Cool.
I know, we're going to fucking diverge quite a bit here, I'm guessing.
It's got, this song has a real driving beat and rhythm to it. And my main note on this was like when I'm listening to the song, it makes you want to drive fast.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's one of those songs that if it comes on while you're driving, if you look down, you'll be doing like, you know, 90.
Yeah. I can see that.
It's one of those types of songs. The solo was really short. Like if you sneeze, you probably miss it.
Yeah, it's about 5 seconds long. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it kicked into another solo right after that, which is pure Zachness. But again, if you sneezed, you would have missed that one too, because it was short also. They're awesome solos. They're just like you said, normally Zach just tears it up and wails away on it. So I don't know, maybe he was like in the same studio and they're like, hey man, can you come do a solo on my album? All right, I got like, 2 minutes. Let's knock this out real quick.
Dude, did you see that video of Zach Wilde doing that acoustic song with the horse mask on?
No, I missed that one.
That's fucking unsettling as fuck. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Wow. I can picture it in my head though. That's weird. No, I like the song actually, believe it or not. and Josta's vocals weren't that bad. I gave it an 8.0 also.
God damn. Fucking symbiotic today. All right. Moving on to our next band. It is the band Diecast. And every time I see the song or the word, let me start that one more time. Every time I see the word Diecast, I immediately think of Hot Wheels toys.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Hot Wheels toys, that was my shit back in the day. I had like fucking thousands of Hot Wheels toys. Yep. You know, because like you could get them for like 50 cents back in the day.
Do they still make them where you can open the hoods on some of them?
Yeah, and the doors. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Sure do.
Cool.
So
you know what we used. All right. You know what we used to do in grade school is we'd actually take them apart and we'd use the wheels to make those little finger skateboards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those things.
Uh-huh.
Finger skateboards. Damn druggies. All right. All right. Diecast was.
What sucks is we probably tore up some like really expensive, some Hot Wheels that are
collector's
worth
items.
Yeah, a lot of money these days.
Probably. I fucking cringed at the amount of collector's items I've just. Speaking of diecast collector's items, a buddy of mine way back in the day, his dad had these all metal toys from the 50s. One was a fire truck, and one was a police car, and they were like the fire truck was like 3 feet long and like a foot tall. It was entirely made out of metal. Super awesome, right? So what we decided to do, we were like, hey, let's throw these off the edge of this like big cliff thing and watch them tumble down the cliff and get all dented up. That was our like badass idea. So those things are probably worth thousands of dollars. Yeah, not very bright back in the day. All right, so anyway, Diecast formed in Boston, Massachusetts in 1996. This song was called Fire/Damage, and it's from their album Tearing Down Your Blue Skies. I think I love that title. It basically says, hey, stop being happy, you fucker. We're going to tear down your blue sky. But anyway, the opening acoustic on it almost has a Mexican guitar feel that I thought. The drum, vocal, guitar combination is a fucking jackhammer. It just like, I don't know, just like da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. The tempo changes are very pronounced. And also, I like this part too. They have heavy use of lone cymbals. I love it when like the rest of the music falls away and you can kind of hear the cymbal just going, not like cymbal crashes or anything, just like somebody tapping on the cymbals. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of that. I got it spelled wrong too. I got it spelled like, like a flag as a symbol as opposed to like CY. All right. Fucking homophone. There you go. Anyway, not a fan of the layered vocal part where he's got some, I don't know if it's him backing up his own vocals, but it's got like, 2 vocal tracks going at the same time. I wasn't really a fan of that part. But the crowd participation part was awesome, where they go, fire, damage. All right. Great lyrical content, because basically they're saying, hey, shit's gonna like hit the fan unless some things change. Basically, is what their whole lyrics were about. Which that's a pretty common theme in heavy metal. And people were comparing them to Slipknot, and not even close.
No.
I mean, no. And then what was really, really jarring is like the ending, which just stopped.
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck? It just ended. But like no outro, no fucking like tone down, nothing, just end. But anyway, I liked it. I gave it a 7.5. Everyone, go ahead.
I wrote down clean, slow intro, and then it blasts in and just kind of kicks the door down.
Definitely.
It's they definitely make very liberal use of the double bass drum throughout the song. It's pretty much straight up a metalcore. It's got your typical metalcore vocals, got that typical core breakdown, where it's just bun dun 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 bun dun dun at one part.
How's it go?
Oh, I don't remember. I was just making something up. It's got some really cool riffs throughout, though. But like I said, at the end, it just stopped. And also, at like 3:20, his vocals completely changed to this clean vocal thingy, and it was really jarring. And it kind of was like, am I listening to Avenged Sevenfold? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, right. Yep.
It just kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know. It wasn't bad. I give it a 7.0.
Oh, all right. Well, we didn't diverge that much. All right. Our next band is Sonata Arctica, and they were formed in Kemi, Finland, 1996, and they are doing a cover of Fade to Black. And let me go ahead and like right off the rip say, Fade to Black is a fucking masterpiece from a masterpiece album, right?
Yes.
So I mean, obviously they're not going to be Metallica. They're not going to be Ride the Lightning. So there you go. Although I saw quite a few people in the comments were like, "This is way better than Metallica." No, it's not. It's good. It's not better than Metallica. And shut your whore mouth. But so anyway, this is from their album Winter Hearts Guild from 2003, and apparently this song, this version of it, was featured in a motorcycle parts installation video from like one of those learn how to be a motorcycle mechanic schools. So
Really?
yeah, that's what I thought. Like, that's weird.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. The singing is a little hard to get used to because I've heard the James Hetfield singing it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he comes in there with like his bigger voice, let's be honest, his voice is bigger than early 80s James Hetfield.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got like that going on that they do. Which is way different, but I mean, it's not bad. I love the little changes they do to the guitar flourishes, like not the big solo parts, but like the little flourishes that are in the song. They do these little changes to it that were pretty good. But then they removed the fucking guitar solo, like the big solo. They just took it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? What the fuck? But anyway, it's really good overall. And I think it's like, and they put their own twist on it, which I like to see in covers. I don't like when a cover is like you could just basically interchange it with the original and it just sounds like a different singer.
Mm-hmm.
So I like when they put their own spins on it. But anyway, I liked it. I give it an 8.5. Dreadwood, go ahead.
Yeah, when you're covering such a legendary song like this, you really got to do something to kind of put your stamp on it, or really pay tribute to the original. One of the two,
Mm-hmm.
And it's tricky to do it right. When it started out, I wrote, "It sounds good so far."
What are you doing?
The tempo I felt like it was just a tad faster.
Slow? Oh, faster, all right.
It felt like to me with the guitar. It didn't quite sound right because they kept the acoustic guitar part going behind when the heavy guitars were supposed to kick in.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They kept the acoustic part going behind it, which kind of just didn't quite sound right because it took away from the heaviness of the guitars kicking in right there, where in the song it's a change, it's a change in mood, a change in feel, and you don't get that with the acoustic guitar still going on behind it. The vocals, he's a good singer, he's got a good voice. I didn't like him for this song. The reason being, I felt like the vocals were just too soft. And by that, I mean, it sounds, the way he sings this song, it sounds more like a love ballad than what the song is actually about. It doesn't have the bitter, angry emotion that the original had, which is a song about suicide.
Right.
Possible suicide. There's anger, there's bitterness, there's a lot of emotion, but behind James's vocals in the original.
A fuck the world type thing, yeah. Right.
This one is kind of like, I'm gonna see you under the starlights next to the beach and we'll walk along.
Ooh,
it kind of had that feel to it, just from the way of he.
That's what we call him, the panty dropper, folks.
There you go. And then I did not like the ending at all. Like you said, they took out the solo and they added a build up to the ending, which I thought was going to be cool, but then it didn't build up to anything.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of, it built up to a bass line that went out to the outro, and then that was it. It was completely useless. It started good. It ended like crap. I gave it a 5.5.
Oh shit!
They shit all over one of my favorite songs. I'm sorry.
Fucking
I did not
dagger.
like it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, although I gotta admit, Fade to Black is one of my favorite songs too.
Yeah.
In fact, it'll probably be playing at my funeral, I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
I mean, they completely changed the whole feel of the song, and not in a good way. You know what I mean? Because that's not what the song's about. So
All right. Let's move on to better and brighter things. Violator, Future Phobia, and even like from the name, you immediately know it's going to be a thrash band. Violator, come on. Formed in Brazil, and let me tell you something. South American bands take their thrash seriously. I mean, really. A lot of the good thrash comes from, like, Scandinavia is for death and black. Thrash is definitely South America and Mexico, right? Or California. All right. The song is called Future Phobia, and it's from their album Annihilation Process, which is a great title for an album. I believe it's their debut album because they were formed in Brazil in 2002. This album came out in 2002. Right. Here we go. Thrash as fuck right off the rip. Very, very drum heavy. There's a lot of like little drum rolls in the drumming, and torn up blue jeans and flying V's. Come on, that's fucking like that's like fucking quintessential thrash. I mean, the only thing they're missing is bullet belts and the spiked bracers.
One of them had a bullet belt.
Oh yeah, well there you go. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. I want to say it might have been the drummer, but yeah, one of them had one.
I mean, that's like, I love that. I mean, that's so great. Here we go. Bassist singer on a thrash band, and even kind of looks like he. Come on. Like 50 Shades of Slayer right there. Right?
Yeah, I noticed that. I was thinking, Tom Araya, here we go.
Right. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Even like people just look like Tom Araya, I like because they look like Tom Araya, right? I even like people named Tom just because they're that close. All right. Then I love the little dueling solos part they have, where they had the guy with the V did his solo, and the guy with the red guitar on the other side did his little solo.
Yeah.
They're a little bit apart, but I mean, I love the fact that both of them are doing solos. Which, hey, guess what? Slayer does that too. Here's my one little knock on the thing. Like in the video, they kept like doing close-ups of the singer's face, and I could have really done without that. Yeah, because I don't know. I'm not really attracted to that guy at all. But anyway, I really loved it. It's quintessential thrash. I give it an 8.0. Dreadwood, go ahead. Don't fucking bring me back.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy looking up his nose for half the
Yeah, right. remember the live album when they would do James Hetfield? They'd fucking show his face, and like you see all of his nose hairs up in there, and there's all of his boogers and stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think some of those cameramen might have had some secret crushes on some.
Maybe leather pants.
Ooh,
right?
Man, yeah. Okay, so here's my note. All right, here we go. This is my first, because like as soon as it starts, you know it's coming. You know it's thrash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's right. Here we go, and then old school thrash opening, and then I wrote thrash, stereotypical thrash, and more thrash.
Yeah, the best.
By the way, if I haven't mentioned it before, thrash.
Thrashiness. I like it.
Very much a thrash band. I mean, if you know, Thrash 101 right here, right? If you looked up thrash band, this would definitely be one to look at. And this is a good name for their song Future Phobia, because if you watch them and you see how they're dressed and you see how they play their music,
it's 80s.
It's like they could have taken them right out of 1985.
Right, with better cameras, but yeah.
The only knock I have is I'm not a fan of his vocals. I find
I know why, because he has a kind of a similar vocal style to certain Tom Araya.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like the band needs a good lead singer, and they would be fucking awesome. You know, like someone like what's his face from Testament there, Chuck.
Chuck. Oh fuck.
Billy, is that it?
Yeah, Chuck Billy. Yep.
Yeah. From Test, someone like him would make this band would fucking kill with someone like that singing. I gave it a 7.5 though.
7.5. Well, that was pretty close.
Yeah,
pretty close. We were pretty close
because the music's just fucking awesome, you know.
Yeah, I mean, thrash. Yeah. All right. So moving on to a little known band, like we'll go from something obscure to something even more obscure. Probably nobody's heard of these guys. Anthrax from New York, 1981. Fucking Anthrax. This song is called Indians, which I can't believe we haven't fucking done this before. Indians, come on. From Among the Living in 1987, which is a fucking classic album. Come on. All right. Iconic drums at the beginning. That's fucking amazing. Like, as soon as you hear that, a fucking, like, tingle goes down my spine and up my leg. And they meet in my groin and form this little demon of Anthrax thrashiness.
Whoa.
All right. And then it's quickly followed by that iconic guitar riff. Like you immediately know what's going to happen, right? But I'm watching this video and I'm like, something's wrong here. Like the whole video I'm watching, like, what? I couldn't put my finger on it. Something's definitely wrong. And then I realized
Scotty Ian has hair.
that's exactly what the problem was. Scotty Ian with hair. I'm like, what the fuck? He's got it all feathered up at the front. He's got it all aquanetted out. I'm like, well, that's the problem. Scotty Ian with hair, right? The song has great lyrics. The chorus is amazing. Here's the thing. This song would never, ever, ever, ever be allowed to be put into production today. Never. And number one reason, people wouldn't allow the name, right? They wouldn't allow Joey to get up there and dance around with his headdress like he does live. That would never be allowed today. Although he does it. I've seen him do it because they don't give a fuck. And because fucking SJW motherfuckers. Everything's got to offend everybody.
Yep.
All right. And here's the best part about the song. War Dance! When they fucking do that and they change the tempo, I fucking love it. Great lyrics. I said that before, but I'm saying it again. I even typed it twice. Classic Anthrax. I fucking love this song. 9.5. Here we go.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Yeah. First thing I wrote was, it's owed when Scotty Ian has hair, right?
Right.
This is one of their classic songs, and they play it live probably every show. They played it live when I saw them.
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
It's got a great riff to it, and that part you're talking about, I think it's about 2.5 minutes in, that change up.
Yep.
Just kicks ass.
Agreed.
It's Anthrax, man. The whole song kicks ass. This is a great song. I give it a 9.0.
9.0. And you know what else too? To all the people that say that Anthrax is the worst of the big four, fuck you. Come on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of like Slayer. I'm kind of partial to Slayer. But I mean, Anthrax is fucking awesome. Sorry, but yeah, if you don't like Anthrax, and hey, and I just got a message that said, "Wow, Dreadwind tore that fucker a new one on that other song from before, the Sonata Arctica," which I think that's pretty funny. So
nice.
That amuses me. All right,
that's funny. And just one more thing about Anthrax. I can't ever see them and not think about the Castle Anthrax scene in
oh yeah,
Python.
Yeah. Where there's nothing wrong with that.
Can't have a little bit of peril. No, it's too perilous.
All the way from Tampa, Florida. Obituary. All right,
dude. Did you see their new video with the animated one?
Yep, I sure did.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is fucking great. I know it fucking makes my heavy metal nipples hard. All right. Tampa, Florida, 1984. And as soon as you hear that, it's going to be awesome. Obituary. The song was called Loathe. And it's from their single. I think it's a single, 10,000 Ways to Die, 2016. And they have a badass guitar opening. It kind of puts me to mind of the old school black and white horror movies. And then the drum and bass kick in, and it is like low and heavy as fuck.
Yep.
Very like doom metal-y almost. It's like just got this fucking nice doom metal swing to it. And then they go into at around 4:45, they go into a tempo change. They put some wah guitar in there, some wah guitar. So that's pretty good. Good tempo change. And but here's my one ding on Obituary's Load. Probably about a minute too long. It gets a little repetitive for my tastes. But I mean, it's a really good song overall. I give it a 7.5. Dreadwind, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's got a very evil, heavy intro, and then it just gets slow and sludgy. I mean, they probably wrote this while they were walking through the swamp in Florida down there.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? We should write a song while we're doing this.
Somebody's wiener probably got bit by a fucking alligator.
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to ask you too. You live in the South, so I'm considering you an expert on the Everglades. Somebody was saying that somebody hit a crocodile in Florida. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought Florida had alligators. I thought those are two different things.
They're two different creatures. I'm not sure if they have crocodiles in Florida or not.
Yeah, somebody said a trucker hit a crocodile on the road in Florida. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought Florida had alligators. Like their football team is even named the Gators.
Yeah, they definitely have alligators. A crocodile is a slightly different species.
Yeah, I thought that was like Egypt.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're in Florida or not. I know they have alligators. I'm not.
Fake news. The Russians hacked it.
Probably just say crocodile because they didn't know any better. Yeah,
That's probably true. All right, I'll shut up now. Go ahead.
but I'll tell you what, they will come up on the road.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucking crocodiles. They've been around since dinosaur times. They don't give a
I
fuck.
didn't give a fuck. Crocodile didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm a crocodile. What are you gonna do?
But anyway, where do we leave off?
Talk about obituary.
Sludgy Swamp. Okay. It's got a really killer riff that kicks in after that kind of teases you for a few seconds before it goes back to being sludgy again.
Mhm.
And then they do it again, and then they do it again. It kind of goes back and forth. Really great, really awesome riffs and stuff, but it's just way, way too long and repetitive because
Right, it's like 6.5 minutes long, right?
it does the same thing over and over and over again. They could have cut this down to 3 minutes, it would have been perfectly fine.
Fucking A.
I gave it a 7.0.
7.8. Somebody just said crocodiles are from South America, which
Okay. All right.
I thought they had them in the Nile too, but okay.
Spot. Yeah, they should.
I don't know. Didn't they have like an Egyptian god that had a crocodile head?
I'm pretty sure they had some in that area too.
Like,
yeah.
Sunset, something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody listening to this is like an Egyptian studies major. What the fuck? All right, moving on to the next band, Insight. This is a great name for a band, by the way. And the song is called Stagnant. The band was formed in Phoenix, Arizona in 2004. And Optimus Prime would love this album title. The album's called Impression. So I brought that around like fucking around and around there. All right, so Impression 2016. I could have done without the little huddle that they did in the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
They get like in a little huddle. They're like, all right, heavy metal on 3. And they go out there and like, what? That's kind of janky. All right. Reminds me of like the song in the band remind me of like a little more death metal-y Lamb of God. Like a little heavier, a little more death metal-y Lamb of God.
Definitely got a Lamb of God feel from them.
Yeah, definitely, but but a little heavier because they're not quite as bright, I guess, as Lamb of God are.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great, simple song. Let me start that one more time. It's a great. I don't know why I'm so excited. It's probably because you're back. The last week I was so long.
I know, and then you went and did freaking Twist the Cane while I wasn't here.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you very much.
I did that intentionally to twist the knife.
And I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to mention where, but somewhere's out there is a video of me playing guitar to that song.
Oh, badass! You should probably put that up on there.
Yeah.
Caught a little twisted cane from the god below.
There you go.
All right, that was.
By the way, I give that song a fucking 9.5. So there.
You mean the one that I just did?
The Twist of Cane.
Oh yeah, that's what I just did. Thank you. All right. Anyway, back to Insight Stagnant. It's a great simple song structure. I love the old school type video. You know, where it's black and white and it's basically just them playing. I like that. And it appeared to me, and I'm no expert on this, but it appeared to me that somebody was playing a 7-string guitar in this video.
I didn't notice on this one.
I'm thinking he was because there was
one on the next one. I'm not sure if it was on this one.
Here's the best part. If you have I think a lot of bands, what they need to like make them from over the top is a fat bassist, and this band had that, so I'm happy with that. The main riff in this song was a fucking sledgehammer. And then they do this tempo change at the end, which was great. I love this song, overall. I was pretty happy that I found this one. I give it an 8.5. Dredwin, go ahead. Stagnant by Insight.
Stagnant by Insight just blast you in the face from the start.
Yeah, right on.
It's a very high energy song. It's got a great solo in it. It's heavy and just absolutely relentless throughout the entire song. I could have done without the huddle thing at the beginning too. I'm like, what the fuck is this? The Super Bowl? Come on. But I also wrote that if there was a soundtrack, let me try that again. If there was a mosh pit soundtrack, this would be a song that you'd have to put on it.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
You know, it's one of those songs. I'm not a huge fan of the vocal style, but it works for this song. I actually liked it. About halfway through the song, I was banging my head along with them and everything. I gave it an 8.5.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I can feel your anger. All right. All right. The next band we have, and this is our last one for today, is Decapitated, which is a great name for a band. And the song is called Blood Mantra. And this band was formed in Poland in 1996, which is happened to be the same year I graduated high school. And yes, I did. And I even have like further education, so fuck off. All right. So anyway, from Poland, right? And Poland is also known for producing great metal bands. Not naming any names, but Vader. So there you go. This is their title track from the 2014 album Blood Mantra, which is a really good name for a song and an album. I love it. And I'm gonna like gush all over this song because I really love this song. And I don't know if you probably hated it, but I really like the song. The opening to this song sends shivers down my spine because I knew what was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna fucking drop like 100 fucking tons of bricks, and it did not disappoint. The singer looks like a Rasta Viking, like a Rastafarian Viking. Like he would like jump down out of his longboat with an axe and go, "Hey man, we're here to raid."
This is the one with the big long dreads like down to his ankles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is my little side note on this. There is no pleasing people on YouTube comments because apparently, like, this is a divergence from what Decapitated normally does. Decapitated is like technical death metal, if you don't know, but then apparently this is very technical death metal-y for enough for people. But Jesus Christ, people just on the YouTube comments, I get that it's art, I get that it's public, I get that, some people are allowed to not like it, but Jesus fucking Christ, people just shit all over everything. So yeah, that being said, the main riff is thick as fuck. The chorus part is fucking amazing. I love the twisting solo. And the drumming is like a typewriter operated by a monkey that just fucking did like a Scarface amount of coke. like Tony Montoya with his face in the coke bowl, and then he just went onto the fucking drums. Like that's what it sounds like to me. Badass. And they do a doom drop, which like they just fucking slow it down and do this, real heavy part. Badass as fuck. And it reminded me of like Astro Creep days, White Zombie, except way heavier.
Yeah.
And really like this song. I give it a 9.5. I was a really big fan of Decapitated Blood Mantra. Go ahead, Dreadwing.
Yeah, say hello to my little friends. It's got a. Did you get that one?
Yeah. Okay. Say hello to my little friends.
It was silence there. I thought it went.
No. I got you. I got that.
Okay. It's got a heavy intro riff and. Again, very liberal use of blasting double bass drums. A lot of change-ups in this song, which I thought was really cool. It had about 220. There was a kind of a change-up, a bridge section that I thought worked really well with the song. And then 315, there was another change in tempo that was really cool. Just change-ups all throughout the song. I like the guitar playing. I like the riffs. I like the drums. The vocals were good. They get points for dude wearing a Danzig shirt.
Fuck yeah.
He gets points for having a 7-string Iceman guitar, which was cool.
The Iceman cometh.
Yeah. And excuse me, I liked it. I gave it an 8.5.
That's a lot more than I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going to be like, it fucking sucks. Fuck this song.
There was only one song on here that fucking sucked.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, that does it for our song reviews. I hope you guys enjoyed our thoughts on those 10 metal songs. Thank you very much for listening. I'm fucking going on a campaign to take the T out of listen. Come on, fuck that shit. I hate that. It's like that second L in Lloyd. Fuck you. I'm calling you Lloyd until you change it. I don't know where I was going with that, but there you go. I'm just an angry man, and metal doesn't help. Actually, metal probably does help. Probably heavy metal is probably the reason why I'm not doing life for murder at this point, right? Because it definitely takes the edge off, right? So anyway, now we're going to go into our heavy metal concert stories, and I was going to talk about this one time that we went to a Metallica show, and here's the thing: I went with one of my wife's friends that she had in college, and my wife was with us too, right? And this dude it's a male friend. Okay, that she
Okay.
had in college. For some reason, she's allowed to keep this guy around. I don't know why, but I don't know if I'm allowed to have any of my old female friends around, but she's definitely allowed to keep her old male friends around. That's kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, here's the thing. We go to this concert. There's two really good parts to this. One, we were at the concert, and I was looking around, and I saw this guy, and he was like doing this weird dance, and it was quite obvious that he was like tripping on acid. And he was just like doing this weird dance, and like he was in his own little world doing his weird dance. And then when we were leaving, I saw the same guy who was entirely naked, except he had a Kermit the Frog mask over his cock. And he was doing the same dance, except he was doing it in the parking lot. And this time he had his eyes open, and he was like going up to cars and like thrusting his Kermit the Frog at the cars, which I thought was pretty amusing. All right. So that's part one. Part one. That's going to be hard to top, but here goes.
That's hard to top, yeah.
So here's the thing. When this guy, he stayed at our house too. I said he lives like around. He lives like
guy.
What's that? Not the Kermit the Frog guy. That would be weird. But my wife's friend from college, right?
Okay.
But so he stays at our house, right? And this is back when I was working on the line at the steel mill. And so I go to work, and like the entire last couple hours of work, I'm dreaming about this Oreo ice cream sandwich that I knew there was one in the freezer. I knew it was so hot that it was like August, and I don't know if you've ever been in a steel mill, but it's not exactly like a resort town in the steel mills. It's pretty hot in there. Mm-hmm. And you have to wear like long sleeve shirts and boots and everything, right? So dreaming of this fucking Oreo ice cream sandwich. Get home, and the fucker ate it. Why? If you're a guest at someone's house and you see a food article in the refrigerator or the freezer, and there's one left of the package, you never eat the fucking last one. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? So still to this day, every time I talk to him, I tell him he owes me a fucking Oreo ice cream sandwich. And this has been like, I don't know, 12 years ago that this happened.
And you never got one for you.
I never fucking got it either. That's some bullshit. I should write a fucking heavy metal song about my missing Oreo ice cream sandwich.
Well, that's right, man.
Oreo ice cream. All right. That was mine. Go ahead.
You do something like Mermaider from Death
Oreo.
There you go. Cough up a lung while you're doing it.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Did I do the one about the festival that we went to that was utter crap?
I don't believe so. Go ahead.
All right, this was in New Orleans, and it was one of the local radio stations decided they were going to put on a music festival, right? And they were going to sponsor it and everything, and they were doing the whole shebang. And they were a relatively new station, so I guess they were trying to promote and everything and get their name out.
Crabber Bugs too, by the way. Go ahead.
Okay, so they put together this big music fest, and I forget what all bands were there, but this was late 90s sometime, so there's a lot of 90s bands, but they had a couple of bigger names that were on the bill. I know Faith No More was one of them, and they were playing kind of early. So I don't remember. No, not when I saw them. They sounded like crap too.
Yeah, I'm not even really a fan of Faith No More. Go ahead.
Yeah, I always hear people say, "Oh man, Faith No More is awesome. Mike Patton's a genius. He's amazing live." Well, I've seen him live and he sucked, and I've seen him on TV live and he sucked. So, and I've heard him live on the Nativity in Black album, and he sucks on that. So, 3 for 3 for me. That's 3 strikes and you're out.
3 sucky. Anyway, love you long time.
Yeah. He sounds good on an album, but live, no thanks. Anyway. This was obviously their first festival, and it showed because they were not prepared for it. We showed up, and they wouldn't let you bring anything inside. Now this was like August, September, okay?
Oh, fuck.
So like, even September in New Orleans is still like the 8th gate of hell.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's a hot day. And we're in line, and again, Faith No More is on stage. This is early. This is like 11:30 in the morning. Okay, so we're like almost lunchtime, and they kind of sucked. And we're waiting in line to get food, and the lines are long. And then we finally get up. We're not even halfway past the line. It's not even lunchtime yet. Like it wasn't even 12 noon yet, They ran out of drinks.
Oh, what the fuck?
Everybody, all the vendors were completely out of drinks. They had at one point they were like actually selling full 2-liter bottles because people couldn't get drinks, and everybody ran out of drinks, and you weren't allowed to bring anything in. So everybody's there with nothing to drink.
That's safe.
Yeah. So then, we hung around for maybe another 20, 30 minutes after that. And we're like, fuck this. Let's get the fuck out of here. So we left. And then as we were leaving, they decided, well, maybe we should let people bring drinks in.
Right. Yeah, I hate that.
Really?
I hate when venues aren't prepared. That sucks.
Oh, not even close to being prepared, because you have an idea of how many people are going to be there because you've sold the freaking tickets, right?
Right.
So you should prepare to have food and drinks available, and to not even have enough to last until lunchtime.
Right. And I bet you after they sold out of the drinks, I bet you the lines to the drinking fountains were like insane.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we didn't stay for that one.
Yes. Yeah, when I went to the Columbus Toy Show, kind of like in a similar vein of people not being prepared. It's at the Columbus Expo Center at the Lauschie Building, and for some reason they had the exit was right next to the entrance line. So people who went in for the early bird thing were exiting through the entrance line, and they only had one entrance. And then you had to go in and make a left to get to the where you're, paying for your ticket or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they had 2 registers there. Why didn't they fucking have a second entrance with a second register there? That way the line wasn't 9,000 miles long.
God, I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Fuck those people. Actually, I shouldn't say that because they're actually really nice people. I know the guy, and that's why I went up to Ravenna. Anyway, hey, that does it for our concert stories. That does it for our heavy metal news, and that does it for our nipple twingy reviews that we do. How you like them apples, buddy? All right. I just want to say that if you are in the Indianapolis, I know Dredwin loves this part. I know if you're in the Indianapolis area this weekend, I will be at D's Vintage Toys and Collectibles pretty much all day on Saturday, starting at 11. And there will also be a Cobra Viper there, and there will be a Cobra Crimson Guardsman there, and I'll be there as Cobra Trooper. And we'll be there just kind of fucking around. So if you want to get a picture taken, or if you want a card, or if you just want to fucking show your Cobra collars, show up, and
cool.
We'll be there. Hell yeah!
This weekend, if you will be in Pleasant Hill, Louisiana, I will be there attending the Civil War reenactment that they're holding this weekend. Oh,
dude, I got to go to one of those one day.
It's awesome. I actually participated in a couple of them a couple years ago. One of them, I met a guy that is kind of in charge of a local group, and he loaned me some gear so I could participate. And the first one I did was the 150th anniversary of the Battle of Mansfield, which actually took place on the actual battlefield, which is really cool. That was pretty surreal to be on the actual battlefield in uniform and the guns shooting and the cannons going. That was pretty wild. And then I did another one a few weeks later. The first one I did, I was on the Union side, and the second one I did, we were at the Confederate side.
Oh, nice.
So I did both, but that's pretty cool.
I want to go to one of those in the South one time and be like, "Fuck yeah, General Sherman, motherfuckers!"
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I know.
But it's real cool to see the historical. They take it pretty seriously as far as being accurate, historically accurate. And a lot of those reenactors you've actually seen in movies, because they will hire reenactors as extras for a lot of these movies, and a lot of times they love doing that because they bring their own costumes. Right. So the set department doesn't have to come up with costumes for them, and 9 times out of 10, their costumes are going to be better because they're more accurate. Right.
It's somebody's done it with loving care as opposed to somebody had to do 1,000 of them.
Right, and they'll research down to the buttons to make sure that
thread counts. Yep,
that the buttons are right, and no, don't use that. The buttons aren't right. You can't use that on that jacket.
You're not telling me about that. I'm a cosplayer. I know about that stuff.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. So I'll be checking that out this weekend.
Yeah, in a similar vein, I was at an air show one time, and I just turned around and a whole platoon of German Fallschirmjägers from World War II were walk by. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, and they were accurate down to they had the right weapons, they had the right camouflage patterns and everything. It was fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. So I got my picture taken with Sturmgewehr. It was pretty neat.
Cool.
Yeah. But anyway, and also one more thing. Next weekend, I'll be at Indiana Comic Con too. So on Sunday. So look out for that, you crazy kids. Anyway, that wraps it up for Hangar 18 episode number fucking 27. And look out for some new stuff in the future. We're gonna have another guest speaker at one point, and we might also do another punk show maybe because that was fun. And yeah, that does it. Fucking horns up, Dreadwind.
Yeah, catch y'all later, man. Stay metal.
All right, we're out.